Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school, children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today.
So children, we are back to a lesson in Standard 8th English, and the lesson is a continuation of what we were doing last time, and the name of the lesson was Dick Whittington and his cat. Now, when we looked at the lesson last time, children, we saw certain warming up activities in our lesson. We saw the story of Dick Whittington using beautiful pictures, and then we compared the life of Dick Whittington to the life of people like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, Kalpana Chawla, and Abraham Lincoln, Charlie Chaplin, etc. And after understanding the story of Dick Whittington, we also did certain exercises in vocabulary and grammar. Isn't it? We talked about a part about how letters appear in the words and how words are written in alphabetical order. We talked about prefixes and suffixes, and we also talked about the various degrees of comparison used in adjectives. Now, like I told you last time, the lesson is a rather long one. So, instead of continuously recording a video without giving you a break, I thought I will break it up into two parts so it will be easier for you to watch and understand. So let us come to the second part of this lesson today, children. Now here we are going to do one small exercise from your textbook and a very important part of English, that is syllables. So we are going to understand what are syllables thoroughly. We are going to see how you will work towards understanding syllables, how you will identify syllables, etc. Okay, so let us start by doing one exercise from your textbook, and that is we are trying to find out from the story one word for the following. So, a room with just below a sloping roof. So, you have all these words in your textbook, children. So, now what you will do is after we do this entire exercise, you will again open your textbook and you will try and locate these particular words in your textbook. If you remember, last time I'd given you the assignment of reading the entire story. Okay, so you will again read the story this time and you will try and locate these words. So what are the words? Let's go and find out the words first. So a small room just below a sloping roof. So what is that kind of a room called? It is called an attic. Okay, this kind of a room is called as an attic. A very narrow passage between buildings. So what is this space, which is a very narrow passage between two buildings, called? It is called as an alley. Okay. Now these are words which we don't usually use in our daily life. All right. Then the highest ranking officer in the municipality of a city or town. So who's the highest ranking officer? Who's at the top position in any municipality? So it is the mayor, which Dick Whittington went on to become. Isn't it? Dick Whittington went on to become the mayor. So the mayor is the highest ranking officer in the municipality of a city or a town. Now, who is the highest ranking official who commands a ship? So that person is called as the captain of the ship. He is the person who is responsible or who is in charge of the ship. Any animal that catches mice, what is that animal called? It's called as a mouser. Okay, so usually it is a cat which catches mice, but then any animal which catches mice is called a mouser. A low constant sound made by cats. So what is this low constant sound made by cats called? It's called as a purr. They make a purring sound. They make a purring sound when they are happy. They make a purring sound when their stomach is full and they are satisfied. Some cats also purr when they are not very pleased. Okay, when they want to show their anger also they purr. So these are all words and the meanings you will do the next assignment which I gave you. You will go back to the textbook and you will try to locate all these words which are there in your textbook. So this was one more small exercise from your textbook, children. Now let us move on and let us go to the main part of our lesson for today. That is, we will talk about syllable. Okay. Now what is a syllable? What is the meaning of a syllable? And how do you identify a syllable? And there are words with one syllable, there are words with two syllables, with three syllables, more than three syllables. All these we're going to do today. We're going to try to find out what it is from the basic. So this lesson, you can say in a word, in a way, it is dedicated to this particular activity, that is a syllable. So let us start. So what is a syllable? When you're talking about syllable, what is the meaning of a syllable? Let's find out. So syllables are vowel sounds that we hear in each and every word. So every word has got certain letters in them, isn't it? Some of the letters might be vowels and the other letters might be consonants. You know that the letters in the English alphabet are divided into vowels and they're divided into consonants. So A, E, I, O, U are the vowels. So the sound of these letters A, E, I, O, U are called as the vowel sounds. And the sound of the remaining 21 letters, that is the consonants, are called as the consonant sounds. Okay. So whenever we hear a vowel sound in a word, these sounds are called as syllables. Okay. So any word can have more than one vowel. It can have just one vowel. So when there is one vowel, there is one vowel sound and there is one syllable. When there are two vowels, there are two vowel sounds and two syllables. Confusing? Don't worry, we will clear the confusion very soon. So see, let us try and understand what are vowels. So these are the vowels in an English alphabet. What are vowels? A, E, I, O, U are vowels. We know them. But why are they called vowels? Now vowels are called so because when you say them, you need not close your mouth. There is no friction. Okay. For example, when I say A, see there is no friction. Try saying A. So it's said with an open mouth and there is no obstruction of sound. So come on, let's say A, let's say E, let's say I, O and U. So whenever you're saying this, A, E, I, O and U, your tongue or your teeth or your lips, they are not causing any kind of obstruction for the air. Okay, when you're making a sound, you're using air to make a sound. You're using your tongue, you're using your mouth, you're using your teeth, okay, to make the sound. So when you say the vowels, the sounds are produced without obstruction of air. So these are the vowels A, E, I, O, U. Now these vowels can have different sounds, okay? Not necessary that A has got only one sound. See, apple, ant. Alright, so A can have different sounds also. We will see them later. So understand that what are the vowels and why they are called as vowels. So this was one point. Now let us move on and let us look at the vowel sounds. So see here, you can have a short sound. Sometimes you can have a long sound. And sometimes you can have a different sound also. See, A, ant. Look at this. A, short A, ant. And this is baby. So see, A and A, ant, baby. So different sounds. Egg, E. So egg is E for the E and he is E for the E. So can you see the vowel E has got various sounds. Two of them are here for you. So you can say E, G, G, egg, and he, he. Alright, so do you say he? No, you say he. So sound is different. Look at the I, in. You say in, he jumped in. And lion. So here you're pronouncing or you are stressing on the I. In, a short sound. Lion. So a long I sound. Okay? On. O-N, on. See, short O. Long O's, go. O. So this is how there are 5 vowels, but there are many various sounds. I will not explain all the sounds for you now. Not necessary at this stage. Then see, short up U and long U. Look at the short U. When you say up, see you say up for the U. Long U is tuna, tuna. So there is a difference between the and the tuna, isn't it? So this is how the vowels sound. The 5 vowels do not have just 5 sounds. Okay, they have more than 5 sounds. So this is about the vowel sounds. So we saw what are vowels, we saw what are vowel sounds, and now we know that in a word, wherever you have a vowel sound, where there you can break it up into a syllable. So let us now see how to identify the syllables. So how do you identify a syllable? First you spot. So there are 3 steps: to spot, to dot, and to divide. So first you spot. So when you spot, what do? You see or you try to locate the vowels. So how when you identify the syllables, the first step is to spot the vowels. Okay? So to spot a vowel, you will have to carefully read the word and try to find out where the vowels A, E, I, O, U are there in that particular word. First you will spot them, then you will dot them. So for example, I've taken this word momentum. So you will dot the vowels. Where are the vowels here? O is a vowel, E is a vowel, U is a vowel. So there are 3 vowels in this word momentum. Okay? Then you will divide them up into syllables. So we have come to the stage where now we know which are our syllables. To identify the syllables, children, you will mark the consonant sound before the vowel sound. So you have mo, men, tum. Okay? So mo, men, tum. So you will pick up the consonant before the vowel and you will link that sound there. So it is mo, me, tum. So you have o, e, a. These are the 3 vowels or these are the 3 syllables in this particular word momentum. Once again, what are syllables? They are the vowel sounds that you hear in a word. So if you want to listen to the vowel sounds in a word, you will have to first spot the vowels in a word. You will have to find out where the vowels are, and then you will have to identify the sound pairs, you can say, or the sound sets. Okay? So mo, o is 1 syllable, men, e is 1 syllable, tum, is 1 syllable. So there are 3 syllables in this particular word, momentum. Okay? It is a little, you can say, tricky, not very simple also, but then I will try and make it as simple for you as possible. We will try and see examples so that this idea becomes clear and easy to you. So there are 1 syllable words also where you hear the sound of only 1 vowel. I told you that there are words which can have 1 vowel, which can have 2 vowels, which can have 3 vowels. So where in a word there is 1 vowel, you will hear the sound of 1 vowel only. When there are 2 vowels, you will hear the sound of 2 vowels. So when you hear the sound of 1 vowel in a word, that is a 1 syllable word. Let's see some examples to make this clear to you. So see, kite, moon, pan, key, stop, mit, star, tree. So here you have one vowel each. Sometimes there are two, but it's a joint sound. So you have the vowel I in kite, O in moon, A in pan, E in key, O in stop, mit, I in mit, A in star, and E in tree. But remember, you have O and O together and E together, so we take it as one sound. There is no consonant which is dividing them, they are together. Alright, so in kite, which is the syllable, the sound of I is the syllable in kite. In moon, it is the sound of the double O. In pan, it is the sound of the A. And in key, it is the sound of the E. Isn't it simple? So what about stop? Come on, tell me. Yes, it is a sound of the O, so that is the syllable. One syllable. In mit also you have one syllable because there is just one vowel. In star you have one syllable. In tree you have one syllable. So these are some examples of one syllable words. Let us move on and let us look at some examples. This is not very clear, children, but then I think you will be able to read. So ant, no, bike, ox, can, pig, dog. So these are all one syllable words. Okay? Sometimes there are two vowels, but when they come together, it will be taken as one syllable. Let's move on and let us go to the two syllable words. Words where you hear the sound of two vowels. So I hope this lesson is you're able to understand this. This is a very, you can say, not a very difficult thing to understand. When I have gone stepwise and we have started from the letters of the alphabet, we have divided them into vowels and consonants, and then we have proceeded from there. So I guess it is easy for you now. So let us go to some two syllable words. So see here, reptile. So there are two vowel sounds here. I, reptile. Pancake. So the sound of the a and the sound of the a. Pancake. Explode. So the sound of e and the sound of o. Two vowels. So two syllables. Okay? Let's see the next. See, basket. So you have the sound of the A first, so that will be taken as the first syllable. Basket. So the et is the second syllable. Mitten. So mitten. Two syllables. Goblin. So goblin. Two syllables. So these are words with two syllables. See, escape. So in the S, you have the E, whereas in cape, the P is the last sound, okay? There is no sound for E there. So you have two syllables here. Escape. P is the last sound. Confuse. Again, S is the last sound. So in spite of seeing three vowels here, you have two vowel sounds. The E doesn't have a sound here at all. Suitcase. It is not suitcasey. If it was suitcasey, then it would have been three vowels. Vampire. So sound of A and the sound of the I. Concrete. The sound of the O and the sound of the E. The last E doesn't have a sound at all. Sunrise. So the U and the I. So that means that sometimes there could be more than two vowels, but there will be two syllables. So this is an example for that. because sometimes the vowels at the end they do not have a sound at all. All right? See, mitten, tunnel, coffin, ribbon. So these are all two syllable words. Three syllable words now. Words which have got three syllables. So where you hear the sound of three vowels. So you can break up this word into three parts and you can say that there are three syllables in this particular word. Let us start by seeing the examples. See, fantastic. So there are three word chunks or three word pieces, each with a single vowel sound. So you can divide this entire word fantastic into three pieces and each piece will have one vowel sound. Fantastic. So the fan has the a sound, tas has the a sound and tick has the I sound. So there are three syllables in fantastic. Let's see the next example. Lady bird. Now again this is also funny because here in the second part of the word you do not have a vowel at all. So D is a consonant and Y is a consonant. Then how come we can say that it is a syllable? We can say it because there is no vowel but there is a vowel sound. D, E, the sound of E is there. So lay, D, bird. Okay, so see this is also one unique situation where there is no vowel but there is a vowel sound. So lay, D, bird. So you have the A, the E and the bird. Then you have kangaroo, a, and oo. Kangaroo, a, oo. You have submarine, a, e. Submarine. Okay, so these are the three syllable words. See one more example. Some more examples, and the first example is just like ladybird. So you have jellyfish. Now in the JEL gel chunk, you have the sound of the E. The LY itself makes the sound of I. Jelly. Fish. Okay? Motor bike. So O, A, I. Pineapple. So, sorry, I. Now again see in pine, the E doesn't have a sound at all. So pineapple. Okay? So these are all examples of three syllable words. Moving on, let us talk about more than three syllables. So in your exercise, if you open your textbook, you will see that certain more than three syllable words examples are also expected from us. So let us look at that also. Words where you hear the sound of more than three. So it could be 4, it could be 5. Okay, depends on the length of the word or number of letters in the word. So see, helicopter, 4. How many? He, e, o, a. Helicopter, 4. Alligator, a, e, a, alligator. Then you have caterpillar, a, e, a, caterpillar. Okay, so once you get into the flow, children, and you start saying it like this, it is very simple actually, not very difficult. See this, thermometer. So it is thermometer, thermometer. Okay, then you have asparagus, a, a, asparagus, 4 syllables. Tarantula, a, u, a, tarantula. All right, see, so many examples, isn't it? The more examples you see, the more clarity you will get. So I told you, don't worry. In spite of this being a little tricky to understand, we will do as many examples together as possible so that we can understand the lesson or concept better. Look at the next one. Calculator. A, U, A, E. Calculator. The sound of 4 vowels. Calculator. Then you have electrician. So e, e, e. Electrician. Now see, now one more thing, children. There is a word, there is a sound here, ear. These are called as diphthongs. These are the sound of 2 vowels joined together. Okay, so these are diphthongs. All right. Now when we grow a little bigger and when those kind of sounds, when we try and study, I will explain what it is to you. So here it is one sound because it is a blended sound or it is a joint sound called as diphthongs. So electrician, ear, it's one sound, ear. Okay, and the last one is binoculars. I O U A, binoculars. So children, that was a very you can say energetic and that was a very sound based lesson that we did today. We were doing the lesson Dick Whittington and his cat, and we have done the lesson in 2 parts now. In the first part we saw the story and some exercises, and here in the second part we did a small exercise from the textbook. We just revised what we did last time, and then we did this wonderful exercise based on syllables, which was a little time consuming because we did the entire we spent the entire time discussing about syllables, but I think it was worth it if you understood it. Okay, we saw what is a syllable, what is the meaning of a syllable, and various examples of 1 syllable words, 2 syllable words, 3 syllable words, and words with more than 3 syllables.
So children, wasn't that a wonderful video? And did you enjoy watching it? So if you want to watch more such videos in future, then please like this video and also subscribe to our channel, the MCGM Portal for Education, and also hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video here. Thank you so much for now. Let's meet again soon.